This is Seasons of Discontent with your hosts Rick Snyder and Matt Combs.
Welcome to Seasons of Discontent, Season 11, Episode 8, brought to you by Rick Snyder's Washington on YouTube. And I'm Rick Snyder.
And I'm Matt.
And we're back discussing all things Washington Commanders and life in D.C. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit the thanks button. It's that dollar thing, you cheap bunch.
And Rick, it's still Austin Seibert Appreciation Week. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Seibert, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did ask him that yesterday. So, all right, we always pick the game right away. It's a Monday night game. They're at Cincinnati. And I'm going Cincinnati 35, Washington 20.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. I'm thinking more. I hate to do this. Yeah, I'm going to say Cincinnati 38, Washington 17.
I mean, they haven't stopped anybody yet. Now Joe Burrow and the boys are mad at an 0-2 start. Got to win. They got to try and make a statement. And they're actually a good team. They've just lost to real good teams in Washington.
Oh, and this is kind of what the Bengals do every year. This is their MO. They suck in September, and then next thing you know, they're winning the division and going deep into the playoffs. I mean, obviously, look, they're going to be coming off an emotional game against Kansas City. That was a game that came right down to the wire on Sunday. So, but yeah, they're going to be a little pissed. I mean, they're still banged up. I will say that. I know. Chase is unhappy and not really in full swing after missing camp. T. Higgins is still out. I mean, it's a team that's still kind of banged up, but they've got a really good defense, and you can't bet against Burrow. Burrow's a hell of a quarterback.
I'm not much of a uniform guy, but I love the Bengals white helmets.
Oh, you do? You like the snow Bengals?
I love those. That's one I actually look at and go, "Ooh, that's cool."
I don't know, man. I'm more with the black jersey and the orange helmet, the old Boomer days.
Well, that's cool too, but I like the white. And I normally don't even care about such things.
I will say this: the Bengals orange on orange, they need to put that in the back of the closet and not wear it again. That was ugly.
Yeah, it's good for Halloween.
Yeah, there you go.
How is this defense going to solve Joe Burrow? Because they can't bang him, they can't get a pass rush generated. And they don't have a secondary that can hang with people in one-on-one coverage. And that's when they don't bust coverage, which happens every game, seems. So Burrow's going to eat them. and their top receiver is just going to eat them. So I expect them to just go ahead and smash away.
I'll be honest with you. The only thing that they can hope for is that Burrow still has PTSD from when they tore his knee up a couple years ago. You got to remember Burrow's rookie year, they ended his rookie season because of a knee injury.
Right. And that spot, once again, at what Northwest Field now, it was weird. He had three sprinkler heads bust and caused three different areas to kind of cave in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, and one of those areas is where Burrow got hurt. It was right by it.
You don't think that field's haunted? I mean, come on now. That field is haunted. Luckily, the game's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, he won't have the PTSD, but I mean, Burrow does get hurt. I'll give it that. But he's a gamer. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch now. Brady's out of the league. I like watching Burrow. And I just think this guy's going to bomb them away. And the only chance that they have is to play the offense they had, running game, try and eat the clock. I mean, they had 15 minutes more possession than the Giants did last week. So, that even though the Giants scored I don't know, 5-6 times. They only stopped them once or twice on there. And the week before, Tampa, I think, scored every time they had the ball.
Yeah, I think Tampa punted once. And, the Giants, I mean, for the first there was like 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Giants hadn't even touched the ball yet.
Yeah, and, the Commanders left their best player on the bench, and Tress Way, who never punted.
I know, right? Tress got a day off yesterday.
The good news, you had 7 scoring possessions. The bad news, that's 21 points. How weird was that? But you can't trade field goals for touchdowns against Cincinnati here. That's not going to do it.
No.
I don't know how they're going to do it. They've got to generate some kind of pass rush. I don't know where it's going to come from. And then hold the ball and try and keep limit possessions. But I see this as an ugly loss, which is a good thing they took New York down because it would have been 0-3 heading to 0-6 if they hadn't.
Mhm.
And then everybody really gets mad. But I think everybody expects them to lose this game. I don't know how many. It's a 7-point game on the spread.
I saw it was 8.
Was it 8 now? Okay. And I took the over. I think it's 47.5. And I was like, oh, go over on that one.
Well, yeah, the Bengals are going to have the 3/4 of that anyway.
Yeah. Well, last week I was right. I've been right all the time so far with them. I'm 4-0 between wins and over-unders, because I knew they 42.5. I said, yeah, they almost made it between. Like, they got 39 and they're only a field goal and, something away. I mean, if Gano had not gotten hurt, they probably would have gone over.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, Rick, we need to see the offense that showed up towards the end of the game on Sunday. That's the offense that we need to see. Pushing the ball down the field, hitting your 10 to 12-yard passing routes with Noah Brown. You got to get Terry going. You have to get Terry going. You've got to just chuck it and what do they say? F it, Terry down there somewhere. They just got to throw it. Just let him do it. We know Daniels has the arm. We know he has the accuracy. Just let Terry go. I mean, that's what they got to do.
Yeah, it put Terry in a lot of bad situations. Where
I don't understand this screen. Kingsbury's obsessed with this screen game all of a sudden. The only one you should be throwing a screen to is Eckler because he could take it to the house. You know what I mean? Eckler has that type of speed. He's a little guy. He's shifty enough. He could take it to the house.
Yeah, I mean, I give Robinson credit. He had a couple of really good runs through the lines.
Yeah.
One time near the end of the game, it was like they had a big pile up and he come out of nowhere down the left side. That was an impressive one.
Yep.
Yeah, do a little bit of that. But I agree, McLaurin, they got to put him in better position for his. That last drive was great because they did hit Noah Brown. He was wide open for a long 34. One of my favorite plays, though, was they did run Daniels outside, I think for about a 6-yard gain down to the 6. And it was a perfect run for him. It wasn't one of these whatever. It was a planned run, and they executed it perfectly. And he got near there. But, he also had to sit on the ground and catch his breath after one of those hits.
Yeah, he got hit right in the ribs by a helmet. And that's the thing. The game plan has to be run him when you need him to.
Yeah.
You have to push the ball down the field with your wide receivers. You have to establish a run game like you did against the Giants. This crazy side-to-side passing has got to end.
Yeah, I hate coordinators that do that because it has no chance of working.
No.
Not in today's faster player game. 20 years ago, maybe get a little more speed mismatch. And now everybody is fast as all on the field. And you just that kind of play doesn't work. Not
Right.
for I hate it when they're like 3rd and 20 and throw a screen. I'm like, seriously? What are you going to get, 5, 6? I mean,
They're just getting better yardage for the punt.
you need to get 20. Throw it toward those big orange sticks on there. That's what you have to do. So I don't know. They've got, as we knew, they were a work in progress. They've got a lot of areas. At least they found a soft kicker, at least for this week. Who knows? Maybe next week he shows us who else he is. Why have you been in a cup of coffee spot in the league for 5 years?
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there. Every game, people are starting to realize that the defensive line that once had 4 first-round picks that everyone loved has already traded away 2. They'll probably trade away a 3rd. I think Allen, if they asked for volunteers, I'm sure Allen would raise his hand.
Yeah.
He wanted to go, and they kind of talked him into staying, saying, we're going to build this. Yeah, but, he's getting older, and he's going to be, if he's lucky, he's going to see the end of his career halfway. He probably would say, somebody needs a trade, somebody loses a player, send me. I can see him doing that, even though he's from Ashburn. But, he wants to have some success before his career is over. I don't blame him. Terry may be in the same way when he gets through his next contract. He's going to be, early 30s and say, well, I'd like to try and go play for a Super Bowl too. At this point, he already got the money.
Yeah, I think Allen's out for sure this year. I think they trade him before the deadline.
Yeah, I could say that. I don't know who else they would trade. Who else would anybody want?
I said, you could trade Jamin for a bag of footballs. Somebody out there will say, I can save him.
I said before the season, I thought Driscoll should be your number 2 and definitely keep him as trade bait. Mariota's got a mystery injury. Well, he's got a pec muscle tear. They finally admitted that it was a torn pec. torn pec probably means he's out for the season. To be
Oh
honest,
yeah, for sure, for
You know,
sure. I'm a big wrestling guy. I remember John Cena tore his pec and he was back in like a remarkable amount of time. But John Cena is a specimen of a human being. You know what I mean? Marcus Mariota is not necessarily John Cena.
yeah, and so now you can't really trade June Driscoll. He did get one play in, handed it off nice, and then JD came back on the field. But there was a guy I thought, ooh, he traded. Sam Hartman was activated, but can't do anything with him.
No.
There, you don't really have a tight end that you would want to get rid of that anybody would really want. You don't have an extra receiver like that. You don't really have anybody on defense extra outside of those interior linemen that if you have to do. So it's not like they got a lot. I guess if somebody lost their punter, but there's so many punters out there, you're not going to trade a sixth or something to get Trust Way at his age. So they are kind of who they are. And there's a lot of guys on this team with 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
So they're going to flip, probably 30 guys next year. I think they'll keep a few. Like it's the first year, I think that was it Ron that came that they had, several guys that really like the tight end. Now I can't remember his name. A few years ago, they did real well. He's not with his team now. Logan Thomas.
Oh, Logan Thomas, yeah.
Logan Thomas came along,
1-year deal, and they ended up signing him for a 3, and he never matched the potential of the first year.
That's kind of what you're thinking is, does Eckler and Ertz, do something to get them another 3 years, but maybe not because they're getting older. Right. I like Eckler's a baller. I mean,
hey, everybody, just wanted to let you guys know we experienced a little technical difficulty at the end of this show. So Rick is unavailable to finish the show. He's in Vegas. Last I saw, he was trying out to be Rick Harrison's new historian on Pawn Stars. Probably won't work out for him. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday. Remember, the Commanders play the Bengals Monday night. We will be back on Tuesday to recap that game. We made the pick at the beginning of the show, so make sure you check that out. And then, of course, we'll be back on Thursday to preview Commanders Cardinals. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Matt. Rick's probably walking down the street with a margarita in his hand in Vegas. So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for listening to Seasons of Discontent with your hosts, Rick Snyder and Matt Combs.